If I told you there are people making over $100,000 a year, yet they're still living paycheck to paycheck, would you believe me? It sounds impossible. After all, a six-figure salary, supposed to solve money problems, more income, more freedom, more security, right? Wrong. Because every year, thousands of Americans quietly discover a painful truth: making more money doesn't guarantee we'll become wealthy. In fact, for many people, it becomes the very reason they never do. This is the story of Daniel Carter, 32 years old, a software engineer from Austin, Texas, a six-figure income, a luxury apartment, a brand new SUV parked outside, weekend vacations, the newest iPhone, designer clothes, and a life that looked perfect, at least from the outside. His friends envied him. His family believed he'd made it. Even strangers assumed he was rich. But nobody knew what happened every second Friday. The moment his paycheck landed, it was already gone. Rent, car payment, insurance, credit cards, subscriptions he barely remembered signing up for, restaurant bills, online shopping. One payment after another, until his bank account looked exactly the same as it had 2 weeks earlier, almost empty. Daniel wasn't poor, but he wasn't building wealth either. He was trapped, and he didn't even know it. Because here's the strange thing about money. Your brain doesn't compare your life to your past. It compares your life to everyone around you. When Daniel got his first promotion, he celebrated by moving into a bigger apartment. When he received another raise, he traded his reliable car for an expensive SUV. Then came better clothes, better restaurants, and better vacations. Every raise created new expenses. Every success made his lifestyle more expensive. Without realizing it, Daniel had entered a race with no finish line. Psychologists call this lifestyle inflation. It's one of the biggest reasons high-income earners stay broke. The more they earn, the more they spend. Not because they need to, because it feels normal. Imagine boiling a frog. If you throw it into hot water, it jumps out. But if the temperature rises slowly, it never notices the danger. Lifestyle inflation works exactly the same way. Nobody wakes up one morning and decides, I'm going to waste all my money. Instead, it happens one small decision at a time. A slightly nicer apartment, a slightly more expensive car, a slightly bigger monthly payment. Each choice feels harmless, until one day, those small choices become financial chains. Daniel didn't realize it, but every luxury he owned a piece of him. Then something happened, something he never expected. The company announced layoffs. Not because employees were bad, because business had slowed down. Suddenly, the six-figure salary that had always felt guaranteed wasn't guaranteed anymore. And for the first time in years, Daniel opened his banking app. Not with confidence, but with fear. Daniel stared at his phone. His hands weren't shaking, but they wanted to. He opened his banking app. Checking account, $2,180 for dollars. At first, that didn't seem terrible. Then reality arrived. Rent was due in 3 days. His SUV payment was due in 5. Credit cards, insurance, utilities, phone bill, streaming subscriptions, gym membership. Everything had been built around one assumption: another paycheck was always coming. For the first time in years, Daniel realized something terrifying. He wasn't wealthy. He was simply renting his lifestyle. The layoffs began the following Monday. One by one, employees disappeared from Slack, desks were empty, goodbye messages filled the company chat. Nobody knew whose name would be next. Every notification made Daniel's heart race. He couldn't focus. He couldn't sleep. He wasn't afraid of losing his job. He was afraid of losing the life his job was paying for. That night, he opened his laptop. Not to watch Netflix, not to shop online. He wanted to know one thing: how long could I survive without a paycheck? He added everything together: rent, car, food, insurance, debt, utilities. The number hit him harder than expected. He needed almost $6,000 every month just to stay exactly where he was. Not to get richer, not to invest, not to travel, just to survive. Then he checked his savings account. Balance, $1,903. Less than 2 weeks of expenses, years of earning over $100,000, and less than 2 weeks of financial safety. Daniel leaned back in his chair. Something finally clicked. He remembered his first job after college. Back then, he earned less than half of what he earned now. Yet somehow, he worried less about money. How was that possible? Because back then, he controlled his lifestyle. Now, his lifestyle controlled him. This is called the Golden Handcuff Trap. The more expensive your life becomes, the harder it is to walk away. You can't quit the stressful job. You can't start a business. You can't take a career break. Every monthly payment quietly whispers, keep working. Most people think freedom comes from making more money, but real freedom comes from needing less. The next morning, Daniel walked past his shiny SUV in the parking lot. For the first time, he didn't see success. He saw a monthly payment. He looked at his luxury apartment. He didn't see comfort. He saw another bill. Everything he once dreamed of owning had slowly become something he had to protect. And then, his phone rang. It was human resources. Daniel, can you join a quick meeting? His heart dropped. He already knew what was coming. Daniel walked toward the meeting room. Every step felt heavier than the last. Inside were two people from human resources and his manager. Nobody smiled. Nobody needed to. His manager took a slow breath. Daniel, this isn't about your performance. The company is restructuring. Today will be your last day. Just like that. Years of hard work ended in less than 3 minutes. His laptop was disabled. His company badge stopped working. He packed a small cardboard box and walked past the same people who had congratulated him on promotions just months earlier. By sunset, the 6-figure employee everyone admired was unemployed. The next morning, something strange happened. Daniel woke up, and there was no paycheck coming, no office to drive to, no meetings, no emails, only bills. For weeks, he searched for another job. Applications, interviews, rejections. His savings disappeared faster than he imagined. Then, he made a decision his younger self would have considered embarrassing. He sold the SUV. He moved into a smaller apartment. He canceled almost every subscription. He stopped buying things to impress people he barely knew. At first, it felt like failure. Then something unexpected happened. For the first time in years, he could breathe. Every expense he removed reduced the pressure on his future. Months later, Daniel found another job. The salary was lower than before, but this time, he made a promise to himself. Every raise would increase his investments, not his lifestyle. He built an emergency fund. He invested automatically every month. He avoided debt whenever possible. Instead of asking, "What can I afford?" he started asking, "What will make my future stronger?" Years passed. His coworkers drove newer cars, bought larger homes, and upgraded everything. Daniel didn't, and people assumed he wasn't successful. What they couldn't see was the investment account quietly growing in the background, the emergency fund, the financial freedom, the ability to say no to a toxic job, the confidence that one missed paycheck would no longer destroy his life, because real wealth is often invisible. Luxury is easy to notice. Freedom isn't. Anyone can finance an expensive car. Anyone can max out a credit card. Anyone can look rich. But very few people have enough financial freedom to stop worrying about money. That's the difference. Rich is what people see. Wealth is what they don't. So before you chase a bigger paycheck, ask yourself one question. Are you building a life that looks expensive, or a life that's actually free? Because in the end, the goal isn't to earn more. The goal is to need less, own more, and let your money work harder than you do. If you enjoyed this story, remember this: the biggest financial trap isn't earning too little. It's spending everything you earn.